I've been asked this question before, like, where's my favorite spot in KL, and especially by a lot of my friends who live overseas. My answer always goes back to actually Lake Gardens, which is a bit weird because macam it wasn't like a spot that I grew up hanging out with my friends. It was just something that I kind of discovered a bit later on, and I just kind of fell in love with it, and I'm just kind of wondering why this was never like a go-to spot among Malaysians and apa semua for us to like really have fun and just, A friend of mine who I brought who's from Somalia came down here, and the first thing he said was like, oh wow, no wonder people here are so peaceful, because you have spots like this to kind of run to. And he was saying that, places like with that's war-torn and apa semua, you barely have places like this, and you're just kinda, you're very aggressive, you're very like, you're just out and like about to quite literally kill people lah. Part of the reason why Lake Gardens have become my favorite spot in KL is, see, KL is a very busy place, it's there's just too much going on. We have this 24/7 kind of like culture where we're just always in mamak or like shopping malls and stuff. And for me, I find a lot of this stuff to be very like, the stimulus is very high, and I go crazy, right, when I see all this stuff. Like my mind just go all over the place and apa semua. This is too much lah to ni, and you barely have any kind of time or space to get stuff done. Lake Gardens make me feel calm, it gives me almost a sense of belonging, and almost a sense of like I'm rooted somewhere in KL. I never felt like I've belonged in KL. KL just feels like this strange place that I was just kind of like born into, and I'm always kind of trying to fit in like culture and apa semua. Yeah, but there's just something about being around the trees, the nature, and the water and apa semua that just, it just gives me a sense of like root and a sense of belonging lah. So as a writer, I'm kind of always just looking for like a space of solitude lah, macam you're just looking for this environment where you can just kind of create stuff, and that's usually a very, very internal thing. But I find that when you kind of look for external spaces juga, it does play a role in how you are internally lah, it just has that power to kind of like change you and shape who you are on the inside juga. And yeah, so every time I come back here, I feel like there is that creative space in my head that I could just create stuff that's awesome lah.